Hey everybody, so this is my labor and delivery video. Oh, someone's not happy. Someone's not happy at all. My labor went really well. We had a few scary moments. I didn't get as much video footage. I hardly got any video footage because we had a couple scary moments and my husband just didn't think to grab the camera because that's not what was on our mind. The nurses would not let us record if there was a doctor or a nurse in the room. So it was, we kept having to set it up and then, take it down, set it up and then take it down. So it was kind of nerve-wracking. I was going to try to sneak it into like a bag or something, but that morning I did not get to plan, and I'll tell you why. So, I was scheduled to be induced that morning at 5:30, and I woke up at 2:30 because I had to pee, and I'm freezing cold, which is not normal being 9 months pregnant, me being cold. I was freezing cold, and I realized this because I was soaking wet, and I'm like, ugh, I peed myself, how gross. And then I stood up and I realized that I didn't pee myself, that my water had actually broke. So it broke on the day of my induction. So I was gushing water everywhere, and I went through like 3 pairs of pants, 4 towels, pad after pad after pad. And I was in the bathroom, actually I was standing in my bathtub, and I was like, Brian, could you help me? He's like, yeah. And he runs downstairs to go get the car ready. Like, I kind of needed help then, but after like 20 minutes, hold on. Oh, you upset. You upset, mister. You upset. Babies. So after like 20 minutes, I just grabbed a whole bunch of towels and I sit on my bed. My bed had a protective liner on it anyway. And I'm like, well, I guess I could just do my makeup. I had no contractions at that time. So I start doing my makeup and my husband comes in and he sees that I'm doing my makeup and he's just like, oh, so you're not in labor. I'm like, no, my water broke. I'm like, I'm gonna have a baby now within 24 hours. I just, you weren't in the room. So he's like, okay, well, if we're supposed to be there at 5:30 anyway, can I just go back to sleep? I'm like, really? How the heck am I supposed to sleep knowing my water's broken? So I just said, no, you can't go back to sleep. We gotta go. So he helps me get dressed, and I've got to walk with a towel between my legs the whole time. So we were supposed to be there at 5:30, and they told us how to get there, being there at 5:30. So we go to the parking garage and we go into the double doors that we're supposed to go into, and they're locked. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm waddling with a towel between my legs. So I go to what I thought was the main entrance because it says main entrance, and it's locked. Now this was quite a walk. I mean, it's not like a quick just go around the block or go around the corner thing. So I'm like, what the heck? I didn't know about where the other entrance was. So we just are walking around the hospital for it was probably like 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And I started getting contractions then. I guess the walking probably helped. I finally found the emergency entrance and I walk in and my contractions are like, let's say like every 4 or 5 minutes apart right then. They just all of a sudden just started. And they were pretty close together. Well, to me that was close together. So I walk in and I'm like, hi, I'm pregnant with a towel between my legs, and the lady's like, can I help you? I'm like, a little bit. I'm like, my water broke, and I figured that they would get me a wheelchair or just take me back to labor and delivery, and then I could fill out all the paperwork in my room once I'm cleaned up. But no, they had me sit in a chair, a cloth chair, as I'm gushing amniotic fluid everywhere. And I was already pre-registered, but it still took about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to register. I don't know. So I do that and I get back into the room. I do have some videos, so I'll put that towards here at the end. I get into a room and they hook me up and my contractions are very sporadic. 2 minutes apart, 5 minutes apart, 7, 14, 10, 9. They're all over the place. So they confirmed that my water did break, and they confirmed that he had pooped in the womb, so there was meconium. And they gave me my IV and everything, and then they gave me some Pitocin. I think I only had the Pitocin for like half an hour before the nurse came in and said, "Are you planning on getting an epidural?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm planning on it." She's like, "Okay, are you in much pain now?" I'm like, "No, not really. Like the contractions were like a 4, maybe 5." She's like, "Okay, that's usually when I recommend you get an epidural." So I was like, "Okay." She's like, "I'm going to order it now and it should be here within, 30 minutes or so." So she ordered it, came in. My contractions really weren't that bad. They were very, very tolerable, but I figured I needed to sleep. I've been up since 2:30. I didn't go to bed that night till late anyway. So the anesthesiologist was so amazing. I was so afraid of my epidural because last time with Logan, it just was extremely painful. It was excruciating. And I explained to this guy how scared I was. And he was very dry personality, but very, very good. He was just amazing. So the worst part of the epidural was the anticipation. So hunched over, just waiting for it to be over was the worst part. Now it did hurt, but it wasn't anything like it was with my first. So he just did great. And I could move my legs, which I thought was really weird. He said he was just targeting the stomach. So I could move my toes, I could move my legs. The only drawback to that was I could feel a little bit on my left side. I could feel contractions on my left side. They weren't very painful, just a little bit. And I could feel the contractions, just no pain. So they felt like very strong Braxton Hicks the whole time. And the other drawback to being able to move my legs and it only being in my stomach was I could feel my vagina. So she goes to give me my catheter and it hurt. It didn't hurt like, I'm sure it was numb to some extent because it wasn't like screaming excruciating pain, but I get my epidural and the world is good again. So then they go to give me my catheter. And she lays me down flat on my back. And all the color in the room just... Oops, sorry, Eli. All the color in the room just drains out. Oh, you're messy. I start seeing tunnel vision. And my blood pressure was 80/51. And I got extremely sick, nauseous, and I passed out. So they said they weren't really worried about that. It could have just been because I was laying flat on my back, blah, blah, blah. Well, probably about 15, 20 minutes later, the same thing happened again, but I wasn't laying flat on my back. My blood pressure dropped to, I think, 79/51 or something like that again. It was very close to what it was before. And I passed out again. And then they had brought somebody in to give me a shot to raise my blood pressure. Except she was very hesitant to give me that because they took my blood pressure 3 or 4 times after I came back to, and my blood pressure was 120/80, 119/80. It was perfect. So she was just like, I'm afraid to give her this medicine and her blood pressure now be too high. So what she did was she gave me a small little dose, and just kept telling the the nurse, that if it gets like that again, just give me small doses. Here, baby.
There's a little cookie.
I'll give you another cookie here in a little bit, okay? But you gotta be a good boy. So, and it didn't really, I got a little lightheaded a few times, but nothing to where I would, really tell the doctor as much because it wasn't as severe. I didn't feel like I was gonna pass out. So, yeah, we had that. My dad came up to visit, and what's funny is what happened with Logan was my dad came up to visit with him, and I think I was like 6 or 5 centimeters, what I was then with Eli, and I said, why don't you guys go out to breakfast? Like, I'm not gonna have him anytime soon, just go out to breakfast. So when they came back, this is when I was pregnant with Logan, when they came back, I was 9 centimeters, almost 10, and ready to go. So I made the joke, why don't you, now when I was pregnant with Eli, in labor with him, I said, why don't you guys go out to breakfast? Maybe you'll make me progress more. So they leave to go out to breakfast, and the exact same scenario. As they are walking into the room, the lady's like, you are 9.5 centimeters. I can stretch you to 10. She's like, you are ready to go. Before that, though, sorry, I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself. Before that, they actually had to turn my Pitocin off. Eli's heartbeat was about 50 to 60, and it was sustaining, like he was doing that for a while. So they're just like, he's not handling these contractions very well. We're going to turn it off and we're going to let you go on your own. I was like, okay. So I really did not have Pitocin for very long. They turned it off when I was 7, like barely 7 centimeters. So they turned my Pitocin off, and my contractions were all over the place again. 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 9 minutes, 15. And I was like, am I going to progress? And they're like, oh yeah, you'll still progress like this, which really confuses me because they tell you to wait for the 5-1-1 rule. Like your contractions are 5 minutes apart for 1 hour, or lasting for 1 minute, going on for an hour. But it's like mine never would have gotten that way, I don't think, because here I am, 6 centimeters, or 7 centimeters, whatever I was, and yeah. If I had been waiting for that, I would have had my baby in my living room. Oh, you're okay. You're okay. So, anyway, same scenario happens. They go out to breakfast. They come in, and she's like, you are 9.5. I can stretch you to 10. It's time to have your baby. Well, the doctor came in. They had me do a couple practice pushes, and I could feel down there. Oh, my gosh. It was awful. So the doctor came in, and Eli's heartbeat was still in the 50s and 60s every now and then, and they had to put oxygen on me, which they did with Logan too. But they gave me 2 pushes, and I heard the nurse say, should I prep the OR? And I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like, nope, nope, nope. I'm going to give her one more try, one more contraction. I was like, one more contraction? Like, I didn't think I could do it. Oh my gosh, I had to get this baby out in 1 contraction. I'm thinking I got maybe 3 pushes. That's all I could probably do in a contraction. So he said, I'm going to use the vacuum to help. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever you got to do to get my baby out. So he puts the vacuum on his head, and let me tell you, I pushed like you wouldn't believe. I felt it. Oh, the pressure and the burning. Whoo, mama. But I pushed through it, and I guess I was screaming. I don't remember. I was very quiet with Logan's. I didn't make a noise, but I lost my voice with Eli, and I had him out in 2 pushes. Brian said that the doctor had the vacuum on his head, but he didn't use it. He said there was slack in it. Excuse me. It is Buzz. Yay. He said there was slack in it the whole time, so he didn't use it. I guess it was just there in case, because we needed to get him out. So he did have the cord wrapped around his neck, and he was actually laying on the cord. I forgot to tell you that. Whenever he was giving me my last push chance, I guess, those last couple pushes, he had the nurse grab my stomach and lift Eli up out of my stomach, like while still in the womb, because he was compressing his cord, I guess. And when she did that, his heartbeat went right back up to like 140. So, and then when it was time to push, she was pushing on my stomach. She was pushing down as I was pushing him out. So I've never done that before. That didn't happen with Logan, is what I mean. So, yeah, he was born on August 4th at 11:03 a.m. He was 7 pounds 2 ounces and 20 and a half inches. Here he is. All of his cuteness. Look at that face. And Logan's been very good with him. He always tells me if he's crying, he tells me to go check on him. He goes, oh no, mommy, the baby. And if he doesn't see where he's at, oh, is that a smile? And if he doesn't see where he's at, he'll go, mommy, where'd the baby go? And like freak out. He's just a good baby. Well, he's fussy, but all babies are. He's just a sweet baby. And being a rainbow baby, just, you don't care that you're waking up 10 times a night. You're just very, very thankful. I mean, not saying that nobody else is thankful, but yeah. I try to remember that whenever I'm absolutely exhausted and he's crying for like the 10th time that night, that he's an absolute miracle. So, aww. So yeah, that was my labor. The worst part was, oh, and I did not tear. I'm sorry. I did not, yay. I could walk. It felt like I didn't even have a baby after I had him. With Logan, it hurt so bad for like a week afterward, but this was like nothing. So, but the absolute worst part were the postpartum contractions. I know they're worse if you're breastfeeding, and I am, and they are worse with subsequent pregnancies. So a lot of times first-time moms won't feel them, but if it's your second, third, fourth, blah, 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 you will feel them. I had them with Logan, but they weren't that bad. Just felt like pretty bad period cramps. These, I was on naproxen, which isn't really that strong, but I was on naproxen and Percocet, and then they had to give me Lortab, and it still did not take the pain away. It was the worst contractions I've ever felt, and they were coming every 2.5 minutes, and they were lasting 2 minutes. So they were coming every 30 seconds, like a 2-minute contraction. Oh my God. I felt it in my, like, it felt like a period cramp that radiated into my bones, into my vagina, down my legs. I felt it in my back, in my hips, in my, it was the worst pain. And so then the nurse comes in and I tell her how much pain I'm in, but I don't think she, like, fully understood how much pain I was in. It was awful. So I think if I could handle that, I could actually have handled labor contractions, because I can't. When I spoke to my doctor the next day, he said that a lot of women tell him that the postpartum contractions were way worse than labor. And from what I was feeling, it was way worse than any contractions I've ever felt while in labor. Way, way worse. So I am not looking forward to that for when we have another baby. I'm going to maybe ask if my epidural can last a couple days. And those postpartum contractions were that entire night after I gave birth. They were pretty much sporadic the next day. And then they lasted up to 3 or 4 days afterward, but mainly only at night or when he latched. And he's a very good latcher. He took right away. The lactation consultant came in and she was like, "Oh, wow, you don't need my help." Yeah, he's doing great breastfeeding, and he's eating probably every hour, every 2 hours, which really isn't bad. I kind of like it because it's keeping my supply up. He has to be held a lot, but I don't mind. He's just... Oh, you're watching Toy Story, huh, with your big brother? Hi. Hi, Eli. Hi, monkey. Are you sleeping with your eyes open? I don't think you blinked. Oh, there's a blink. Oh, you're like, he's drunk off of milk right now. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Go sleeping. He is such a cuddle bug too. Like after I feed him, he just nestles right into my chest, and it's just, he is just such a good baby. Ooh, sorry. Only jealousy that I see from Logan is when Brian is holding him, but that's about it. So he doesn't get jealous when I hold him at all. But yeah, that's my labor and delivery story. I'm probably sure I left a ton out because it's been 2 weeks. I meant to do the video a lot sooner. We've had a lot going on with my poor dog. I'm gonna do another video explaining that here in a little bit. Oh, you got your Play-Doh out. Okay, I'll set it up here in a little bit, okay? And that's just absolutely heartbreaking what that poor dog has had to go through. Oh, you woke him up. You gotta be quiet. That's another thing that's really hard, is that Logan's not quiet. He is a very rambunctious, loud, spunky, energetic little boy, and it's hard when you want your baby to sleep. We're trying to do inside voice or shh, baby's sleeping. But he remembers for like a minute. But anyway, he just made an absolute mess on my couch with Play-Doh, so I'm going to go and I'm going to put a little bit of footage. I have some of when we picked my parents up from the airport, labor footage, and all this fun stuff. So I'll put that at the end of this. And just honestly, thank you guys so much for all of your support and prayers. And I've got my baby. I cannot believe I have my baby. Like, he's 2 weeks old. So thank you guys again for everything, and I will see you in my next video. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, bye guys. Who is that? You want to go get him? Go get him. You excited?
You surprised? Yeah? You happy? You're a good boy.
That was so filled with enthusiasm, Logan. So, what are we doing?
I'm driving to the hospital.
Because I was supposed to be induced today at 5:30, and what happened?
You decided to come a little early, maybe.
And because why? Because I woke up and lots and lots of fluid. My water broke. So that was not pleasant, and I've gone through like 4 pairs of pants, 3 towels, what, 4 pads? And this is now my 5th pair of pants because it's all over the place now. So I hope he's okay. I'm not really having any contractions though. They don't hurt too bad. But are you excited, Daddy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we don't run into much traffic.
We're not going to this time.
No, there's a car down there. So yeah, I guess August 4th was meant to be his birthday no matter what, right?
Yep.
I'm so excited! Okay.
Ooh, if I can hold still. There we go.
It is kind of shaky, especially if you zoom in.
I zoomed in. Nope, I'm zoomed all the way out. So how are you feeling?
My arm hurts.
Yeah?
See,
Why does your arm hurt?
that. I'm good right now.
But most importantly, you have your cell phone.
I gotta.
And you're posting on Facebook.
I gotta post on Facebook.
This is our room until she gives birth. Then it switches to a smaller room with a more comfortable bed is what we were told.
Probably for me.
For Courtney. And that's pretty much it. Exciting and fun. People are probably going to get sick because I'm probably going too fast.
There's a contraction.
Traction and phone.
It's not that bad yet.
Yep, you can still text.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a live birth. You're tweeting it or Facebooking it.
Shut up.
Contraction by contraction update.
Oh god, that one hurts.
Okay, yeah, I
This
can
one
tell it's starting to
hurts.
hurt now. She's no longer laughing between them.
See, now I am. Oh.
IV and some other bag. Don't know what it is. Back to mama. Or as Logan would say, dumb mama.
Baby boy.
Yep. He's in bed sleeping right now, so he's happy. Yep.
It's mild. It's still there.
It's over. Here comes Facebook again. Just had a 30-second contraction. 6 minutes apart. Stand by for next contraction. Hashtag gonna have a baby.
Hashtag I'm gonna punch you.
Or was it hash brown? Was it
Hash brown.
hash brown? Was it a hashtag? What was your dad saying?
Oh. So, I'm feeling better. Oh my god, my legs, I can barely move them. I just got my epidural. I can't lift up my right leg. I gotta turn.
Need help?
He said I gotta flip on my side when one side's taken more than the other. Because I can move my left foot, but I can't move my right leg.
Need help?
I don't think so. I guess we'll find out during a contraction if half of me is hurting and half of me is not. But that epidural went a lot easier than my first. So, hoping I can sleep a little.
Yes, you still have the phone.
I just grabbed it. I have not had my phone in a while. I just grabbed it. Oh my god, I can't lift my leg. I'm gonna cry. Stop it.
Alright, I'll let you go. Go to sleep.
It is 6:21.
Yeah?
I'm shaking still.
Did you update everyone on Facebook? You just got your epidural?
No. I don't want to seem like a wimp.
Courtney, the live birth? The internet birth? Oh. Alright, I'll let you go. So it is now 7:15, and they said you're moving really pretty fast. You can't talk at all? Can you talk at all?
Yeah, I can talk. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But my blood pressure dropped, so they had to give me, what was it?
Some ephedrine to bring your heart rate back up
The blood pressure.
and blood pressure up.
It just felt awful.
Yep, and then you got some oxygen because you were about to pass out twice. So,
I just want to go to sleep.
but you look like you're doing better.
I'm so much better.
So you can see color in your lips again.
I can see color in the room.
And Grandpa should be on the way soon, right?
Mm-hmm. I still can't. This side's numb and this side's not.
And one side's on, one side's not.
But they turned my Pitocin off too.
Yeah,
so
turn your Pitocin off because you're going naturally now. Your body's saying, get him out. So, there we go. I'll leave you alone. Love you.
Love you.
What else can you sing to him?
I love the babies.
Yeah. What's his name?
How do you like?
Yeah.
Eli?
Yes, yeah.
Eli.
Can you sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider to him?
Good job.
Now, Kate, son.
Yay! That was so good.
Oh,
God.
that's my birthday cute.
Yes, he is.
Cute, is that what he said?
Is he your best friend?
Yeah.
Well, hello, little baby. Your eyes have never seen the sun. You should know, little baby, that I am the lucky one. I get to be the one to hold your hand. I get to be the one through